Subsurface Circular. Have you ever wanted to play an adventure game where everyone comes to you and you never get up? Well, you're in luck because that's exactly what this is. A couch potato's dream. This is a text adventure game, or more like a graphical text adventure game. The whole game is played out on a train car, which is traveling on the Subsurface Circular. You go from stop to stop, picking up passengers along the way. You play as a robot who is a detective. He never moves from his seat. He starts to chat up the patrons around him, and he takes on the case of a missing robot. He interviews the people who are on the train to find out the truth behind its disappearance and maybe uncover a conspiracy that could threaten the world. This is a very short game. It'll take you a little over an hour to beat this. It's also not a hard one. It's very forgiving. It wants you to beat it, and the puzzles that it throws up were very simple. Let me put it this way to my loyal viewers. If I could beat this without a problem, then you know it's a cakewalk for anyone else, because I am terrible at video games. The interviews are just chat boxes. Occasionally the things that you talk about will bring up different subjects that you could take to the other people that you interview. You're never going to get any items, just words or phrases to use on other people. Now the game is broken down into chapters. Each chapter new people get on and others get off. You would think being on a train and going to different stops, you'd have a time limit to talk to the characters on the train. But they never leave until the end of the chapter, or until after you're done with whatever you're supposed to do with them. Now the train stops are used for a couple of the puzzles of the game, but it would have been better if it had a time limit, or consequences for saying the wrong thing to a character. However, I tried every keyword with every character, even the special code words that would reset them. I mean, either it would work on them, or it doesn't, and they just get annoyed that you tried to reset them. But they'll still talk to you. There are usually only 3 or less people to talk to, and one of them will often ignore you. You're basically going to be doing the same thing over and over again, just talking to people, until the very end when you're given a choice. And they act like there's only 2 choices, but there really is a third. I won't spoil the choices that you have, but I will say very vaguely, and only if you finish this game will you understand, but don't move. You know the very thing that you've been doing this whole game? That would have resulted in a new ending, if they allowed it. Once you beat the game either way that you choose, you'll get the credits, and then you'll unlock an art room, which you will see the art and the drawings that they use to create the characters. Also, there is a director's commentary if you care. I've seen this in other adventure games that I played, most recently with the Blackwell Legacy. It flowed better with the gameplay, and actually kind of moved through the gameplay, instead of just being just there. This game does it in a very clunky way. It's basically a list of what the creator of the game thought was interesting. And if you care, I'm sure it was. Other than that, there is no replay value. You can go back to the last chapter and replay the game just to see the very similar ending. But there really is no significant difference between the 2 versions. So there's no real point. Subsurface Circular is an okay game. The story was compelling enough for me to keep going. I think it does a good job of keeping your interest while having a protagonist that never moves. And graphically, it's better looking than most graphical text adventure games. Now this is a very short game, but it only costs $5.99. But I still think you should wait for this to go on sale, at least for half that price. It basically has no replay value and is about as long as a movie, but I still think you should play it when it does come down in price.